risk of serious physical harm to persons. And that is the state's understanding at this time. That he will waive his right to indictment and plead guilty.
All right, Mr. Fatika.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I've had an opportunity to discuss this matter with Mr. Musa. I anticipate that knowing voluntary and intelligent guilty plea will be forthcoming.
All right. Have a seat, Mr. Musa.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 31 years old, Your Honor.
How far did you go through school?
12th grade.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor. I am.
Are you able to read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you get a copy of the information filed in this case?
Yes, Your Honor, right in front of me.
All right, it's my understanding you're going to plead guilty to both those counts, and then the other case that's out there would then be dismissed at sentencing. Is that your understanding?
Is that my understanding?
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
Do you understand you have a right to have this case presented to the grand jury for them to decide whether or not to indict you?
Understood, Your Honor.
Did you discuss that right with Mr. Fatika?
Yes, I have.
And are you going to waive that right?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
All right, John.
You sign here. This is the original.
So that's this.
Yeah.
Your Honor, I've received the waiver of indictment. I witnessed the defendant sign a document over court. This counsel signed it and I signed it.
Okay, I'll accept the waiver of indictment. Now, before I accept your guilty plea, I need to determine that you know and understand the constitutional rights you'll be waiving, the consequences of your guilty plea, and the maximum penalty I could give you. And I need to be satisfied that your guilty plea is being made freely, knowingly, and voluntarily. I'm going to ask you some questions. If you don't understand a question, stop me. If you want to talk to Mr. Fatika some more, let me know, and I'll give you more time. You understand that?
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
You have a constitutional right to have a trial, either to me or to a jury of 12 Lake County citizens. Are you, if you go to a jury to a guilty, understand that right? Right. The prosecutor, do you understand a reasonable doubt? After the prosecutor, you have to examine those.
I understand, Your Honor.
If you go to testify for you, are you waiving witnesses recalled a subpoena to make them come and testify? Do you understand that right?
I understand.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to testify at trial if you want to. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, again, Your Honor.
You have the constitutional right to not testify at trial if you do not want to. Do you understand that right?
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes.
If you decide not to testify at trial, nobody is permitted to comment on that decision. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you go to trial and you're found guilty, you have the right to appeal the guilty finding. Do you understand that right?
I understand, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes.
If you file an appeal, you have the constitutional right to have a lawyer represent you in the appeal. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you could not afford to hire a lawyer, one will be provided at no cost to you. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you file an appeal, you're entitled to have a transcript of all the hearings in this case. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you could not afford a copy of those transcripts, they'd be given to you at no cost. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you plead guilty today, you will not have the right to appeal the guilty finding. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about any of your rights?
No, Your Honor, I do
Do
not.
you still want to plead guilty to these two charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand by pleading guilty, you're fully admitting your guilt to the charges.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
Do you understand by pleading guilty to these felonies that you're voluntarily giving up your freedom for whatever period of time I could sentence you to prison, to jail, or to community control.
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
All right, now, in count one, the failure to comply is a felony 3, carries a maximum prison sentence of 60 months and a maximum fine of $10,000. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And in count 2, having weapons while under disability is a felony 3. It carries a 36-month maximum prison sentence and a $10,000 maximum fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
Now, I could give you a consecutive sentence. That means one sentence after another for the separate offenses. If I did that, you face a maximum prison sentence of 96 months and a maximum fine of $20,000. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Are you currently on post-release control to the parole authority?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Do you understand that your conviction on count 1 will result in a mandatory driver's license suspension that would be at least 3 years up to your lifetime? Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
You understand your felony convictions prevent you from owning or possessing a firearm?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, in this count 1, if there is a factual basis to determine that there was a risk of that your operation of that car presented a substantial risk of serious physical harm to persons or property, if I make that finding, then if you are sentenced to prison, then upon your release, you might be, or you will be on post-release control for at least 1 year up to 3 years under the parole authority. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Otherwise, it would be an optional or a non-mandatory 2-year post-release control period if the Department of Corrections determine that. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor, I
Okay,
understand.
so it's going to depend on the factual scenario that we hear here today.
Understood.
With post-release control, there are conditions placed on you, and if you violate the conditions, the parole authority could send you back to prison for up to 9 months for each violation, up to 1/2 of my sentence. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If the violation of post-release control is a new felony, then you could get an additional consecutive prison sentence for the violation. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If that were to happen, the maximum prison sentence for the violation would be the greater of 12 months or the time left under post-release control. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
One other thing that I forgot to tell you about the penalty, if I give you a prison sentence on count 2, then the prison sentence on count 1 would have to, by statute, be consecutive. Do you understand that?
Yes, yes, Your Honor, it's
Okay.
understood.
Now, I could, if you are sentenced to prison, you're eligible for judicial release. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I could place you on community control for up to 5 years, but if you violated any conditions, I could send you to prison for 96 months. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor, it's understood.
Has anybody promised you that I would be lenient on you just because you're pleading guilty today?
No, no, Your
Has
Honor.
anybody promised you what I will sentence you to in this case?
No, you haven't, Your Honor.
You understand at the time of the sentencing, the prosecutor may make a recommendation, Mr. Fatika can make a recommendation. You understand I don't have to follow either of those recommendations.
Understood, Your Honor.
All right. Have you had enough time to talk with Mr. Fatika before pleading guilty today?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Has he discussed everything about your case and answered all of your questions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the advice he's given you?
Yes, I am.
Have you been threatened or coerced in any way to plead guilty today?
No, Your Honor, I have not.
Are you freely, knowingly, and voluntarily entering your guilty plea?
Yes, Your Honor,
Do
I
you have any
am.
questions at this time?
No questions at the moment, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Cutts, if the case went to trial, what would the evidence show?
Thank you, Your Honor. Had this matter proceeded to trial, the state would have proven beyond a reasonable doubt that on October 8th of 2025, shortly after 11 p.m., Eastlake Police Department officer was on patrol in Eastlake, Lake County, Ohio, in the area of Vine Street at 91, near the old BP parking lot, when he saw a vehicle westbound on Vine Street that appeared to be going faster than the 25-mile-per-hour speed limit. Radar caught the vehicle going 44 miles per hour. The vehicle came back as registered to a female Alexis Green. There was a male driving the vehicle. Officer attempted a traffic stop with overhead lights at Vine Street and East 340th. The vehicle slowed went around a parking lot. When it left the parking lot, it sped up. The officer terminated, turned off his lights. However, a few minutes later, Willowick Police Department saw the same vehicle, had been listening to the radio. The officer was driving northbound on East 305th Street in Willowick, Lake County, Ohio. Saw that the vehicle was traveling at a high rate of speed over the 60-mile-per-hour speed limit. The officer attempted to catch up to the vehicle. It accelerated, went to the middle lane, to the high-speed lane without using any turn signals, and cut off the vehicle. That officer activated his lights and sirens and accelerated to 100 miles per hour to attempt to catch up to the vehicle. There were other cars on the roadway. The vehicle was driving in various lanes, going around vehicles, not using any turn signals. Wickliffe Police Department was also listening to the radio, knew what was occurring, set up spike strips. The vehicle did go over the spike strips. The vehicle continued at a high rate of speed, up to 110 miles per hour, driving around multiple vehicles. As this was occurring, initially one tire came off. They were passing East 185th Street exit ramp at that point. Additional 2 more tires came off. The vehicle continued to drive on 1 tire and 3 rims, approaching East 156th Street, where the vehicle spun out, hit a guardrail. It was at that point determined there were 2 people in the vehicle. The driver, who was later identified as Julian Musa, the defendant, fled on foot from the vehicle. The female passenger remained in the vehicle. She was determined to be Alexis Green, who's the registered owner of the vehicle. Other police departments, including Euclid Police Department, had become involved in the pursuit. They were able to arrest Mr. Musa a short distance from the vehicle. The female in the vehicle indicated the defendant was fleeing because he didn't have a valid license and was concerned if he had any warrants. He was found to have rounds of 9mm ammunition in his pockets. There was more ammunition in the vehicle, including in the defendant's book bag. There was also a bag of marijuana located in the vehicle. On the ground outside of the car near the driver's side door was a loaded firearm, had a loaded magazine and 1 in the chamber. It was sent to Lake County Crime Lab and found to be operable. The passenger in the vehicle indicated neither the handgun nor the marijuana were hers. Defendant apologized several times for putting the passenger, the police, and other drivers at risk based on his behavior, indicating he should not have fled. Defendant does have a prior conviction, a felony offense of violence out of Chester County, Pennsylvania, for strangulation, that case number being CP-15-CR-0002175-2022, dated in February of 2024. All of these events beginning in Lake County and proceeding until the stop, which was in Cleveland in Cuyahoga County. And that would have been the state's evidence.
All right, Mr. Fatika, anything to add to the facts?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Musa, did you hear what Ms. Cutt said that the facts would show if the case went to trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are those facts true?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, based on the facts and the agreement, I'll find that there was the operation of the vehicle caused substantial risk of serious physical harm to persons or property. I will accept the defendant's plea of guilty and find him guilty of count 1, failure to comply with the order or signal of a police officer, and have be a felon. I got that backwards in my order.
Did he actually indicate, Your Honor?
Did you, what's your plea to that first count?
Guilty, Your Honor.
And what's your plea to the second count?
On both counts, guilty, Your Honor.
And then the forfeiture specification?
Say it-
Your
Guilty,
plea
Your
on
Honor.
the, okay,
Yes.
now we get it. Now we're getting there. Got to regroup here.
This is the original. Can you sign there, please?
What is this?
This is the original of that.
Do I have a copy of that too?
Yeah,
That's my
you
copy.
got 2 copies, actually.
This right here?
Yeah. This is this right here. This is this right here. This is this right here.
No, it's a big
This is this right
All
here.
three of these sheets, all
Yeah,
four of these
you
sheets.
got this last week as well. But
Gotcha.
this is the original of that.
Gotcha.
Is there an apartment number?
No, that's the number right there.
All right.
Here, I received the plea of guilty and judgment entry. I witnessed the defendant sign the document in court. His counsel signed it, and I signed it.
All right, now I know where I'm at. All right, Mr. Musa, is this your signature on this written plea of guilty?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Did you
it is.
sign it voluntarily?
Yes,
Do
yes.
you want me to accept your written plea of guilty? Do you want me to accept it?
Oh, yes, Your Honor, yes, I'll do
All right,
it.
I'll accept the written plea of guilty. Defendant was present when Mr. Fatika advised of all of his rights, made a knowing, intelligent, voluntary waiver. He understands the nature of the charge, the consequence of his guilty plea, and the maximum penalty. Find it to be knowing, intelligent, and voluntary. Will accept his plea of guilty to find him guilty of count 1, failure to comply of felony 3, count 2, having weapons under disability of felony 3, and the specification. I'll refer this for a pre-sentence report and a drug and alcohol evaluation. Sentencing will be January 7, 10 a.m. Mr. Fatika?
Your Honor, Mr. Reese would like to be heard as to bond. $250,000 bond was set in Willoughby Municipal Court. Mr. Music came to Lake County to care for his father, who's having some health and financial difficulties. We're respectfully requesting the court consider allowing him to get out on an OR bond with GPS monitoring. If released, he would reside at 3334 Vine Street in Eastlake with a friend. His phone number would be 440-510-7040.
All right, Ms. Cutts?
Your Honor, we would ask that the bond be continued as is. The defendant does have 2 cases pending. One of them he has not been charged in because he is pleading in this case. He went through multiple jurisdictions, drove on 3 rims, ran from the police. He does have a criminal record, mainly in the state of New Jersey. Also Pennsylvania, that 2024 strangulation conviction. In New Jersey, he has OVIs and shopliftings, resisting arrest. He has been to prison in 4 cases in New Jersey for 2 times. He's had unlawful possession of weapon, obstructing administration of law. So he has, in addition, he has had contacts with law enforcement in New York. It's hard to verify some of the others, but he has had these. He did obviously run from Eastlake, Willowick, Wycliffe, Euclid, and Cleveland. So we would ask that his bond remain where the Willoughby Municipal Court set it at.
All right. All right, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance with the condition of you have a GPS monitor. You're not permitted to drive, not permitted to have weapons, and you may be called in by the probation department on a random basis, in which case you'd have to report. That's one of your conditions.
Understood, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
Now, if you don't show up at your hearing, then you're going to get another felony charge for failure to appear. In addition, those 2 charges, or the other case that Ms. Cutts talked about being dismissed at the time of sentencing, ain't going to happen. Then you'll go forward with charges on that. You understand that?
That's 100% understood, Your Honor. Thank
Along
you.
with the obvious exposure you have for this case. So you're going to be interviewed today, probably today after you get released on bond. If not, probably tomorrow morning. But then you're going to come back for a subsequent interview at the probation department. And I don't know what your experience. Go ahead, Ms. Cutts.
Sorry. If his bond is changed in
The bond will go as to both.
1473, the other case wasn't actually assigned or before you.
Well, what's the bond on it?
250,000 cash surety, GPS, not
All
to
right, well,
operate.
I'm gonna make the bond the same on that, because it's coming to me regardless, so. Even though it wasn't assigned, it comes here automatically, so. Because you usurp the power of the, across the street. So you're gonna come back for a subsequent interview. And I was saying, I don't know what your experience is in other jurisdictions, you've had some, but it's our habit here, if you don't show up for something, that we put the US Marshals on it and they find everybody.
Absolutely,
So
Your Honor.
just don't screw around. Anything else, Ms. Cutts?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Fatigue, anything else?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm wrong, I do have one other thing. Is the court going to do a change of bond on the other case, or are you asking for an entry on that one as well?
Well, we should probably do an entry on that one as well, just so we